It was the FA Cup final a year on, and he got diagnosed again, and then we lost him in September 2024. So yeah, really quick, and like I said, didn't really tell anyone, got on with it, and yeah, made us proud, and hopefully I can help as many people going through something similar.
What did you know about prostate cancer?
Nothing. Nothing, and I think that's the thing, like, until it happens to you, you don't really know much about it, and I think looking back now, if we knew more, if we could have got him tested earlier, maybe it could have played out a bit differently. So yeah, I think it's really important now that I share what I know about prostate cancer and help as many people as I can.
It's really important, isn't it? Someone like Ella does what she's doing, which is talk personally about something that's affected her family.
Absolutely, and it's wonderful to have a woman speaking about prostate cancer and advocating for men. But we are so excited about the launch of the Transform trial, because if Ella's dad had had screening, then he could have been diagnosed at a time where he could have been cured. And that's why this groundbreaking trial that we're starting today, with letters going out, because it will revolutionise the way we diagnose prostate cancer, because it will take current tests and cutting-edge tests, like PSA blood tests, MRI, rapid scanning, genetic spit tests, and actually look at how can we find ways of picking up cancers that aren't picked up by current methods, and how do we find aggressive cancers to make sure that we avoid any over-treatment.
So how does it work? So the letters go out. What are men being asked to do in terms of tests?
So men will be invited by their GPs off their NHS record, and they will be invited into the trial. It's really important that men turn up. So that's one of my messages today, particularly black men. But what they will then do is go through different arms. So some will have a PSA blood test, some will have a PSA blood test with an MRI scan, some will just have an MRI scan, and some will have a polygenic spit test. And then what that will allow them to do is to make comparators to find the most accurate way to test for prostate cancer.
And we should say why you say particularly black men.
So 1 in 4 black men will get prostate cancer in their lifetime. They are of particularly high risk, and so it's very important that they turn up to the trial, because typically trials haven't had the evidence from black men, because there hasn't been enough people turn up to the trial. So we're really appealing for black men to turn up if invited.
Do you understand or have any idea as to why these people don't want to be part of the trials? 'Cause it's quite an important thing to understand, isn't it?
I think it's really interesting what Ella was saying about her dad and her family. People don't know about prostate cancer. They don't know that there is risk. They don't know, there's not awareness, and a lot of what we're doing is trying to raise that awareness. And then sometimes when people get invited to a trial, it's not for them. But this is so important. We're really keen that people do.
When you say it's not for them, do you mean it could be for all sorts of reasons, I suppose? But what do you mean by that?
Well, I guess for some people going into a clinical trial, they might be worried about their data, which obviously we wouldn't use their data unnecessarily. Or it might just be that they're very busy in their lives and they just simply don't have time to turn up. Or it might be that they don't understand their risks. So there's multiple reasons that perhaps people won't turn up, but we're urging that people do.
Ella, how old was your dad when he died?
59, so 3 days off his 60th birthday. I really don't think he wanted to turn 60. So yeah, young.
Young. And you know when you said when he was first diagnosed, he just went off and kind of didn't say anything. Yeah. He obviously got treatment. Why do you think he didn't share? Is it because he didn't want to be a burden on the family, or do you think it was something that he was like, oh, it's prostate cancer, I need to deal with this, it's private?
I think from where I was at in my career and just come off the back of winning the Euros, celebrating and, you know, on top of the world, he probably did. But yeah, I think he just didn't want to, you know, he didn't want people to look at him differently. Do
you think he was the type of person or type of man, specifically, who would have checked, who would have thought, you know, I know he'd had it the first time, so he would have been monitored, but this is the thing, this is what we're talking about, that reluctance of men to kind of, 1, speak about it, 2, it's a prostate, it's down there, you know, it's going to a GP, can I have it tested, whatever. What was his attitude towards it like, do you think? I'm not sure, like, I think now that we've lost Dad, his friends and my uncles and my family are now all getting checked, but they're getting checked because we've lost someone so close. So I don't know if Dad would have been checked either, you know. So I think
until it happens to you, that's when you're like, oh, this is a real thing. Like, people do die from prostate cancer. Let's go and get checked now, but this should already be checked. And I think that's the main thing, isn't it?
And Laura, you know, it's one of those cliches, but I think it's true about men not seeking medical help generally. And I mean, I know we're talking specifically about prostate cancer, but it's one of those things that I know organisations like yours try really hard to get over, and it's still a problem, isn't it?
It really is, and we encourage that men talk openly about it, and we've been very lucky. We've had people like Bill Turnbull, Sir Chris Hoy, the King, using their platforms to actually put prostate cancer out there as a discussion point. And men seem very reluctant to talk about it, as you say, because it's prostate, it's in the areas that they don't like to talk about. But also, I think there is an element of men, you know, they need to be strong, they need to be macho, they perhaps don't talk about it to their friends, they don't just talk about it generally. And we've really got to get over that, because we need higher levels of participation from men in their health generally, and particularly into prostate cancer.
Have you, Ella, I mean, answer as you wish, have you had people kind of talk to you about it because you've spoken about it? Have those conversations happened that you maybe weren't expecting?
Yeah, I've definitely had a lot more conversations now since coming out and speaking openly about losing someone to prostate cancer. I think when someone sees someone speaking about it openly and telling their story and going through, you know, what they've been through, I think it then opens them conversations to have with people who are going through something similar. So I think it definitely helps using my platform, speaking about it, and like I say, helping as many people as I can who might be going through something similar.
Such an important subject. Thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for the joy on the football pitch.
You're welcome.
And that's also something that needs saying over and over again, doesn't it?
Definitely.